There you are. What kept you? Yeah, I know there's droids in the warehouse. So what? He says he's got the transponder codes to Voga's freighters, one that can be picked up by Goto. We can change the ID signature of the Ebon Hawk and get to Goto's yacht that way. We could go to the repair shop by the landing pad to overhaul the Ebon Hawk's codes. From there, we should make a nice target for Goto.
Count me in.
Yeah, right. You're the one who wanted to sell her to Goto in the first place.
Yeah. And I don't like being cheated, trust me. Goto's yacht is going to have some pretty heavy defenses. You're going to need all the help you can get.
And Mira formally joins the party there. And, welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. We're in the midst of cutscenes, our main character's been captured, and we're trying to get her back. And he's either going to pay him in credits, in blaster form. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Actually, he probably is a filthy animal. I'm not sure if that's a helmet or if that's just something that's stuck to its face, but...
It's got insects. Looks like the Gand colony's out in full force.
And I don't know what that closed parentheses is doing there, but there are some errors like that in this game where it's just typos. You sometimes see a couple. This game has more than its share. And a whole colony.
Yeah. The whole colony up and left some mid-rim world to come here. No one knows why. You haven't even done any bounties until your friend showed up. I guess whatever price is on her head is enough to wake them up. The problem is, there's hundreds of them. Just like the Zug brothers. We're not getting out of here without a fight. You ready?
Okay, let's do this. And this is probably not the optimal party, because I'm holding levels on Atten. T3M4 is not exactly a combatant model.
Good to go.
And Mira is also I'm holding levels. But I shouldn't have any trouble, because I still have fairly good equipment. I'm going to off-screen set up my party, so I'll be right back. I'm going to control T3M4 here, because essentially if you don't control him, he won't use his attack powers. Specifically like Shock Arm, and he'll just use his basic attacks, which are not as good. So, my party members here are just going to sit in the background and use ranged weapons. They're both set to ranged behavior, which means that they will, they should, at least, change to a melee weapon if they get cornered. Which means that they will switch back to a ranged weapon if they are not cornered. So these guys are actually not pushovers, and I really have a fairly weak party here, given that T3M4 is not exactly a combat droid, and I'm holding levels on the other two. Atten is fine, of course.
More where that came from.
If he just tries to do this alone, it's very tedious. So I'm gonna. I'm going to use T3M4 as kind of my point droid. I also have a fair number of these repair kits to work with, so... These advanced... And repair kits work off of your repair skill, and treat injury works the same way for med packs. So if I have Mira here, who has very little skill with treat injury, use a med pack, she only restores 30 hit points. I forget what the exact equation is. I think it's like 20 plus 2 times your skill or something. But skill makes a big difference for that. So I can probably restore T3M4 to almost full if I switch him over to repair skill bonuses and to using those packs, because he has a huge repair skill. But everybody else, not so much. Now, one of the problems here is that the AI is not very smart about which enemy it attacks.
I hear you.
And it has a tendency to not attack the closest enemy, which means that it will charge around the corner looking for the next thing to fight instead of staying where it is. There's also a stationary behavior, but the difficulty with the stationary behavior is it doesn't include that whole weapon switching perk, so I don't want to use that. I may switch to it if these guys continue to be stupid. But you can essentially queue up orders for your party members when you pause. So you can kind of control back and forth, but they have a tendency to kind of think on their own, and when they think on their own, they're not very smart. So I'll clean up the stuff before we leave the area, but I'll do that on screen.
More where that came from.
As you notice, Atten is shooting at one of the ones down at the end of the hall, rather than shooting at the one right in front of it.
Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
And there's a random locked door here. We've been in all these areas before, so there's not actually anything in the locked door, but that one you can actually open for some bizarre reason. Again, these two are
ready?
Not supposed to be charging into the fight, but they do anyways. It's especially important with Atten that you leave him to his own devices, because if he is the one being targeted by an enemy, he doesn't get his sneak attack bonus, and that's a big part of his damage. So, anyway, we've damaged a little bit, so we just use an advanced repair kit, and it restores most of his hit points, even though T3M4 has a lot more hit points than some of my other characters, partially because of the Constitution upgrades that I gave him through the various dialogue options. And again, I'm going to sort of manually place my other two party members here, so that they are in sort of visual range of the enemies, so they don't have to move to shoot, because otherwise they may just sort of charge around the corner looking for a fight, and that just doesn't work. I guess that's going to go down. These enemies aren't really that eager to engage you, I guess, because they don't follow you around the corner. Alright, I'm going to heal up off screen. I'm having Atten switch to using 2 blasters. They're just, neither one's upgraded. I'm giving Mira the upgraded bowcaster. Extra attacks means that Atten has more chances to use sneak attack. I'm also giving him this Sith battle suit, which gives him slightly better defense. Since it has he actually uses all 7 of the possible dex bonus on it. I actually gave him his headgear to Mira because we didn't need the extra point of dex from it. But,
I hear you.
Let's move out.
Just say the
word.
word.
Gonna fire off some shields on people. And these unity grids, I guess I should be more careful with because they have limited charges and such, but it's probably worth noting that I don't have a weapon equipped on T3M4. If he has a ranged weapon equipped, enemies get a bonus against him. If he has nothing equipped, they get no bonus. Even though he is unarmed, it's, I guess, better to be hand-fighting as a droid and, rather than trying to have a gun in your hand or something. And I'll just fire off another repair kit. I think we may actually be done with this area, but each of those advanced repair kits restores 82 hit points to T3M4, as opposed to the other items I have, which only give, like, that advanced med pack on Atten was healing 24. So I'm using T3M4 is kind of an unlikely tank droid, but that's what I'm using him for. And these guys drop some fairly nice stuff. Those GAN silencers, for example, are worth several hundred components, I think. And switch up to his melee weapon here. These Fines men are the sort of stronger versions of these guys, and they did quite a number on me. Unfortunately for them, we're basically done with this area, so just want to make sure they didn't drop anything. Nope. And then we're going to clear out. Speaking of clear out, we're clear out of time, so next time we'll come back and we will hand in this stuff and hopefully go up and get to meet Goto, finally. Or at least find his yacht. See you then.